Hello, everybody. It's 8:30 and I am live. So for those who are in here today or you just had your dinner and you feel like you want to learn something, just type yes in the chat box so that I can see you. I always forgot to use the StreamYard because I'm supposed to remind you that you can actually put in StreamYards so that I can actually display. I can actually display your message and everybody can see this, but I kept forgetting. So forget about it. Next, how's everybody? Have you eaten? I am pretty hungry. I have not ate. And because tomorrow it's my preview for my 3-step systems for multiplying your business. So I'm actually quite a little stressed to prepare my preview tomorrow. If let's say you would like to, hi Jenny, if you would like to join my preview, you just checked out the comments button below. Yeah, I probably should just put out my link so that you guys can actually see it. And it's a free webinar, 10 to 11:30, where I'm going to share step by steps or the gimmicks of how can we multiply our sales, and also the business basically. So I'm putting all my effort into like doing this webinar. If you're interested to join me, please do come and join. I'm going to put up the I'm gonna put up the link. I'm gonna put out the link over here. So how's everybody? How's CMCO doing for you guys? I hope it's good. If I think there's not much of impact in terms of the entire setup. Like I don't see, just that a lot of times most of our business will be like on Zoom. So today I just had an hour discussion with the videographer because Glassfield is actually making their own videos. So yeah, I'm gonna put up my okay, so today what am I going to share is like how to hire a good salesperson. Why is this so important? Hi, Brian. Why is this so important basically? I'm not sure whether, oh, okay, you can actually see this. So you don't have to install StreamYards. It's just that, why do you need to install StreamYards? I don't know. But anyway, if let's say you are interested with my event, you can always join. Unfortunately, this is actually for female only lah. Sorry, Brian, you cannot join. So yeah, so it's 3:33. I'm gonna start sharing my screen. Basically today I'm sharing why would you like how do you hire a salesperson? How many of you actually having businesses that needs to hire salesperson? Yeah, sad face. How many of you are actually needing to hire salesperson? And how many of you wonder like, how can I get salesperson? This time as I mentioned to you guys, this is the perfect time to hire because there's a lot of talents around, like very yummy talents around. Like I have been getting quite a lot of good talents in my business. I'm superbly happy to have them on board. And the thing is, a lot of people do not know how to hire a great salesperson. Literally because they will just think that, if let's say people want to, join your company, or if people wanted to become a salesperson, you should be very lucky. And a lot of people will say, nobody want to become salesperson these days. But I can tell you, right, sales is the only position I feel that is very, very important. Or I would say like, it's the most important position in the company. Because without the sales, right, how are you going to run the entire business. Like without the sales, how does operation happens? How does quality control happens? How does marketing happens? Like if there's no sales, right, literally you're just holding a dead pipes, like without pipelines coming in. So I think it's very, very important for you to have sales. And today I'm going to share a little bit about this personality test on DISC. I'm not sure whether how many of you had tried DISC before. If you have or you do, just click yes or just type yes that you have done DISC before. And if you know your DISC, I'll be interested to find out like who you are when you're at work. So DISC is a personality test that doesn't guarantee. It's only for your work. So your DISC changes according to the environment. Therefore, when you are running this test or you are actually doing this test, it's very, very important for you to be very focused on the mindsets of or the context of you doing this test. So this particular personality test is you will put yourself into the shoes of your working, and this is how you react when you work. So some people misunderstood and they will think that, okay, on personal or offline when I'm not working, this is how I am. They will also put it into DISC when they run the test, and that accuracy, it's going down. So once you're doing DISC, you only, if let's say it's a career related DISC, so it's very important for you to know that you need to always think on the context of your working. Because for me, I am just let you guess what is my DISC. I'll share to you guys like which one is which DISC, and you guys will know what I'm talking about. And I let you guess what is my what is my DISC, like which one is my dominant character. Okay, so right now, as you can see on the screen, is why I'm not having any view. You guys should see me, right? I'm not sure whether you guys see me. Just let me check. Yep, okay. I've seen myself, so I know that you guys are online. All right, so not sure you guys, any one of you know that what is your DISC? So Brian, if let's say you're around, like what is your DISC? I'm not sure whether you have taken this test before. Okay, so there are predominantly 4 types of personality at work. So just put your mindset into people at home or at work, right? Who are they? Number 1 is dominance. You have influence, steadiness, and compliance. I'm going to go through very, very quickly on all these 4. It's very important that you have all 4's combination in the company, because if not, then the entire company will actually work on a very, very lopsided kind of way. So DISCD stands for dominance. They are very results driven. They only these are the people who chiong on. Like every time there's anything happens, they are first one to pop up and say that I'm gonna go on it, I'm gonna do it. And then influence are people that are very passionate, very enthusiastic, and they are very outgoing. So they are like sort of like an actor. If you just imagine they are like an actor, so they will actually do a lot of like dramatic stuff. Like they are those that are going to be very enthusiastic on something, but I can tell you they are not persistent. And steadiness are those people who love steadiness in their lives or at their work. Sometimes maybe you offer them like a promotion. They say, no, I don't want a promotion. I prefer, whatever that I'm doing right now. I'm just happy who I am. So those people are superbly thoughtful. They are very supportive and very, very patient. And then you have people that are of high compliance. High compliance, just give me a guess, who are they? Like compliance would literally be those people of accountant, lawyer, though I cannot say lawyers, but accountant definitely is compliance. Auditor, ISO auditors, they are all compliance. So what they do is they are very, very precise, they're very analytical and very detailed. So all this is very important to be in a company. So let me just ask you one question. If let's say today you're doing sales, because my topic is like how to hire salesperson, right? How do you hire sales to your company? So which one do you think is very important to be in a company? Which one is the thing that you need to, if let's say you were to give salesperson DISC test. So DISC test is actually a paper test where you can actually go through it, and then after that they will calculate the results of which dominancy you are. So if let's say today you are a hiring manager, let me just ask, what sort of people would you hire for a salesperson? Like any feedback? Like, would you want to hire, I don't know, like people with a high D, high dominance, those people who actually are the leader, the person that actually wants to go out, or you want to hire somebody of the influence, or you want to hire somebody steady, compliance, and all those. Just give me a guess. So the answer is okay. Before you guys guess like salesperson, like can any one of you guess like what is my predominant character when I'm actually working? Looking at me, knowing me, like you guys would probably know that my predominant would be I. I'm a very high I person. And then so what I want to tell you is, when I'm actually high I in workspace, I'm an ID. So I'm an influence and a dominance. Predominantly, I'm very influence. I'm an influencer, and I'm actually a high dominant. So if you know me, this particular character literally just means that I am a very fast people who get turn on very fast and turn off very fast. Meaning to say I will not stay in something for a very long time. Like literally after like 10, like a few days or a month, I wanted to do something else already. I'm not a person that is repetitive. So if let's say today you are actually watching today, you just try to see which one you are. But frankly speaking, I'm very high I. However, if let's say I were to do this test when I'm at home, I'm actually a very high S person. Superbly high S. High S, not the ASS, but it's like steadiness. I am the person who wants peace at home. I'm very, very supportive, and I'm very, very patient. So when it comes to at home setup, when I do this test, looking at who I am as a role of a mom, as a wife, and as a daughter in a family, I'm an extreme high S. Like I will not be dominant. I will not be holding compliance, like I need to sweep the floor 20 times a day, or I need to wash the dishes before I go to sleep. But I'm actually a very, very peace lover in the family. So I just want to let you guys know that people are different when they are doing different things. So I can be quite dominant when I'm in the factory floor. If let's say today I were to run the test when I'm actually running on my factory floor, I can be very, very dominant. Because I'll be very, very quick in wanting to find results. So if let's say today you're a salesperson, what is important? Salesperson, very important is you need to be a high I. Why? High I, an influencer, we call it an influencer. Basically, an influencer gets a lot of energy when talking to people. So if let's say you're thinking, yeah, I'm not sure I'm at an I or a D, I can tell you if let's say you get charged, if your energy get charged a lot by talking to people, you're a high I. Like for me, I basically cannot be sitting in front of a desk for like 24 hours or 12 hours or 8 hours a day without talking to people or without interacting with people. I find it very fascinating talking to people, and that's what gets me going. Like I'll be very, very enthusiastic about what they do. I'll be very, very keen to know what's actually happening around them. So it's very important for you to identify this so that you can actually start hiring. So first tip that you want to do is when you want to hire a salesperson, I would want you to let them try this DISC test. If let's say their DISC test comes with you that they want to become a salesperson, but they are a high C, I can tell you it's very, very hard for a high compliance person to become a salesperson, because imagine that they will tell you protocols. Like when they want to do a lot of sales work, they will tell you protocols, very analytical, very detailed. So it's very hard for a person to be high C to be a salesperson. And all in all, they need to be very attached to whether they are interested or they are not. Right. So, okay, what are the questions that you should ask when you're actually hiring somebody? Okay. I will always like to ask people what motivates you, whether it's the money or it's for the fame. And actually, there's no right or wrong answer, but you need to actually match this with your company culture. Can you imagine, right? I actually made all these slides, right? How many hours ago? I just made this like 30 minutes ago. Why? Because I suddenly just thought of like today, because I'm actually preparing my actual slides. So that's why, it just hurried me up to actually finish up all the slides today. So if let's say you think that I'm very, very superb, like getting slides up like within less than an hour or less, give me a thumbs up for this. Sometimes I'm quite amazed like how I can actually pull all these resources to get something done. All right. So a salesperson has to be very hungry. Evaluate your salesperson right now. Are they hungry for sales? Because a lot of companies, what happens is they will actually hire salesperson at a very, very high price. Sales engineers, sales consultants, sales executive, they pay them like 4, 5K, 6K, basic. Okay, that's the basic. And then no commission. Can you imagine you get a salesperson without commission? Why do you want to have salesperson that's not hungry for commission? And some people will think that, oh, that's sales. Because I'm a consultant level, I don't deserve the commission. I can tell you, if let's say your company is actually hiring somebody without the commission, I can bet that 10 times, 80% of your salesperson is not hungry for sales. 80% of your salesperson is not doing sales for you. Because most of the time, because I'm so happy with whatever basic that I have, why would I want to do sales for you? So it's very important for you to evaluate that this salesperson is very, very hungry for growth, very, very hungry for wealth, and very, very hungry for building a personal brand. And why do I say building a personal brand? It's actually part of the trust. You need a salesperson that is very ethical. Ethical in the sense that they are hungry for money, but they do not steal. They are hungry for wealth, but they do not cheat. They are hungry for personal brand because they want their name to be in the industry, to be very, very good, and to be established as the utmost best salesperson in the company. And a lot of times, right, when you interview a lot of salesperson, they don't find themselves proud of being a salesperson. Probably you ask them, like, are you happy to be a salesperson? He said, oh, I'm in this job because I don't have any choice. I can tell you, if this kind of person exists in a company, they are not suitable to become a salesperson. Reason because if they don't see highly of themselves in this particular position, if they don't see the importance of themselves in this company, how are they going to get sales for you? How are they going to sell your product? How are they going to be confident about the company? So your salesperson is actually the face of the company. If they don't have that, you probably really need to understand that you may want to sit down and talk to them. Hey, are you sure you want to become a salesperson? And, ask this question, like, if today I do not give you any basic salary, will you still get me the sales you want? Will you still get me the sales of the company? And those people that say yes, and those people that are very, very hungry for growth and wealth, I never say that money, because money is very objective. I always say that they are very hungry for growth. Why? Because the growth is actually helping them to move on to another step, like more and more and more. And a lot of sales people who actually come for interviews, right, they don't tell you how much sales they have done. The best salesperson that I can give you a tip. If let's say today you were actually running, like, what is your achievement? You ask them, right? Like, what are you hungry for? What motivates you? If let's say this salesperson answered this way, the salesperson says, I'm actually motivated by how can I grow your sales more? And not telling you that, from my previous company, I actually made like 1 million sales. And from the previous company, I've actually grown their sales by how many percent? This person you put it on a 70% mark, like 70 marks for this particular thing. Because for this particular salesperson, why? Because they are not hungry for growth. And I really want you to put this into a very, very huge mindset that if let's say you're not hiring a salesperson that is hungry for growth, right? Guess what? He's going to be very complacent, very, very comfortable. Like he's not going to probably, build more once you chase the commission, especially when you don't have a very good commission scheme. like you pay out by stacks, like by levels, like let's say 3K of a commission and a 5K steps of a commission. If they mark the 3K right at the probably few more days, they will not go and push for you for the 5K. If let's say you've made the wrong what do you call that? If you make the wrong level of commission. So commission scheme is also very, very important. I will share it to you next time about commission scheme. If there's a 3K and 5K, meet the 3K like 3 days before the sales closure end, right? He's not going to push you for that 2K. Why? Because I've already got 3K. I know it's so far for me to reach the 5K. So this commission scheme is wrong. It's not good. It doesn't push your sales team to actually move forward. Okay? Just to let you guys know, on a side note, one day I'm going to share how you're going to build commission scheme that actually motivates your salesperson to work harder. Okay, and the next tip is like this person has to be very outgoing. Trust me, if you want to get this person, what you need to do is immediately put them on a video. Like first time when you see them, right? Then just give them a video and say, okay, you're going to take this video and you're going to do a short introduction, 30-second introduction about yourself. I want you to record it, and this is what I want. I bet that a lot of them wouldn't be able to do it if, let's say, they are not confident and outgoing, or they are not happy to do this. So when it's time for you to and always, right, I will ask a reverse question to check whether they are an outgoing person. I will always ask them, when is the time you wish to be alone? And I would expect sometimes that they will say that the only time that I wish that I would be alone is when I'm asleep. Okay, I hope that they actually catch that. So how do you hire this salesperson that is very important for the company? Is you need to understand that they're an outgoing person. They love to be who they are. They love to be with people. They get charged. Many people get charged by talking to people. Like high I people literally get charged when talking to people. So it's very important for you to identify this. Okay. And then coming next is they have to be very, very confident. Like just now I said, a lot of people of you hire salesperson that is not confident and they are not proud of themselves. You can understand that when they're not proud of themselves, they will not carry your product well. They will actually penalize your product. They will tell you, man, when I'm in this company, the product is not good. The price is too high. It's so expensive. How can I sell? Those are people who always complain. Whenever you have this kind of salesperson, I've met this kind of salesperson before personally. When they come to me and they tell me why they leave the company, like when I ask them, why do you leave your last job? And one of the questions or one of the answer that they answer me, right, is that it's because that the product is not good, or I think that because the market has been very saturated and I don't think we can sell anymore. Or they come to you and say that, oh, you understand, right? This product is so niche in the market. And, because of this niche market, right, the price that we are selling is very, very high. And, because during recession, it's very, very hard to sell. And then our boss also is not confident or guide to know how to sell this thing. Don't hire this person. The reason why is because they don't know what they're doing. If let's say you are into a company where the product sells itself, why do I still need a salesperson? If let's say a product has already been selling itself, I don't need a salesperson. I need an admin just to take down orders. So I don't need a salesperson. Bear in mind that sometimes salesperson is not marketeers. Salesperson is never marketeers. So it's very, very important for you to find out what sort of salesperson is very important in the company. Identify that if let's say today you're the owner of a company, evaluate if your salesperson are doing this, and if your salesperson has this mindset that the product is actually not working for the company and keep on telling you, boss, very expensive. The customer blame is very expensive. The customers say they want cheaper. They are not a good salesperson. And I would think that you should need to put them on training. If you don't put them on training, they do not know how to sell your product. They do not have a script. They are not a go-getter. It's very, very hard for you to push your sales. So literally, you're just wasting money. You can have like 10 salesperson, but none of them bringing you new sales. So it's very important for you to have this positive attitude, sales go-getter in the company. I'm very afraid that after you all listen this, you could fire your salesperson. Like one very important thing is like, just remember that you need to give them training. A lot of boss will think that I don't need to give them training. Salesperson are born to be salesperson. Wrong. It's not right. Okay. Salesperson are not born to be salesperson. They need to be trained. They need to have the skills. They need to have the scripts. They need to have the confidence to do this. So you also want to make sure that the salesperson is not a quitter. Why? Especially in this era, there's so much noise in social media. There's so much noise in the product. They have to consistently do something to be consistent. Your health, okay, just let me tell you lah. Your health, it's not earned by one day. Your health is a consistent workout. It's a consistent thing that you do day in and day out that you give health, right? Your relationship or your love today with one person is not just one day of like so-called one night stand or so-called something that you have a fling. It's a consistent effort of you nurturing the relationship. Your experience is not day one that it comes. It's a cumulative of consistency of you doing the same thing over and over again. That's where you get it. And very important, just let me tell you, your sleep, okay? Your sleep. It's not that you sleep for 24 hours, you get boosted for the remaining of 3 days, you don't have to sleep. You have to consistently sleep good for 6 to 8 hours to garner a good sleep patterns and have a good health. So it's a repetitive thing that you have to do for yourself. So salesperson is also the same thing. They need to be repetitive enough to get cold calls. They need to be repetitive enough to meet new customers. They need to be repetitive enough to repeat this over and over again. Because every time after a month, your sales reset to zero. And if let's say your salesperson complains that, oh my gosh, after this 1 month, we're going to start all over again, literally means that he's not motivated to become a salesperson. He's not happy. As a boss, you need to sit down with them and really talk to them. Why are you feeling that way? Why are you not happy? And why do I feel that you're in the brink of giving up? So all this consistent motivation, consistent self-talk, consistent environment that is gonna pump them up to do sales, it doesn't come natural. It's in the environment that the company have to nurture them to be. And I just realized this in a very painful way that all my salesperson are undergoing very comprehensive training every single day. And your salesperson is not going to be good just by you teaching them one sales scripts or just by you telling them one sales topic or just by sharing one sales case study. Your salesperson is going to be repeatedly very, very good at you repeatedly telling them what they need to do, and they need to do role play. They need to do simulations of what's happening or what are the objections that they're having in the company. Right. So maybe this time is really not about like just HR hiring a salesperson. It's also you to reflect the entire sales department, whether the sales department is going good. Right. So that comes to my end of my presentation. Yup, I control my time very well. I know where is 30 seconds. If you're not taking care of your customer, your competitor will. Okay. So if let's say today you're in sales or you're the owner of a company, take care of your customer. Like all I want, all I wish to is my salesperson to care for my customers so much instead of just looking at the figures, looking at what they need to do, but just by taking care of the customers, giving good service, good attitude, great energy, very pumped for sales, that's all that it needs for me to kill my competitor away. Okay, so this is my Facebook. If you like, you're probably on this page already, just hit the like for me if let's say you really do find that my sharing is very good. Like me on Instagram, though I'm not very active, I try to be as active as possible. And if let's say you would like to join my preview webinar, 20th of October, 20th, tomorrow, 10 a.m., which is a very funny time, but I want people to show up. That's why I put it at 10 a.m. in the morning. I just hope that if you would like to, then you can actually click on the comments and actually go to the ticket page. You can actually buy this actually absolutely for free. It's a 1.5 hour seminar, webinar, whatever you call it, together with a workbook that I'm going to share it out to you guys. And we're going to do some little work together, understanding how are you going to increase your business, multiply your sales, and what actually is wrong with the business, and how can you actually use this few tips that I tell you to reflect. I'm not saying that it's going to change overnight, but just do a reflection of what's actually happening right now, especially during crisis, especially during COVID, especially during lockdown. How can we, get together? I wouldn't say it's just my sharing, but it's really get together, like brainstorming. How can we do things very differently? If you like it, it's in the comment box. Click on it, and then you can actually hop on tomorrow and see you tomorrow morning. If not, then I'll see you tomorrow night. The Mandarin version of how you're going to hire a good salesperson. Okay, thank you very much for joining me so far. It has been like episode 8. Every day I'll be doing something new for you guys, so that I really hope that you can arrange more knowledge for each other. Like, I really do hope that you guys are a little bit more active, telling me what you feel about all those topics, so that I can actually prepare better topics for you guys. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.